Testing. Much. There's the recording device. Okay. Make sure it's all maxed out. 1, 2, 3. Not very strong. I'm gonna make sure that the microphone is.
Hey-ho.
Hello, everybody.
Hey-ho.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the machine.
Jungle. Football. I really don't have to sing. Last time that I signed my Coldplay, I got a notice from YouTube that I was violating the DMCA agreement, and monetization could be stopped at any time. And let's make sure that we're in 1080p to see it okay and not all fuzzy. Hello. How does it look like? What does it look like? It's frozen. Yeah.
Great.
Is it frozen here?
It's not frozen there. It's frozen on your network, I believe.
It's probably frozen just here.
Yeah.
It's,
but you're probably more beautiful in 360 than 1080.
I'm all red. Woo! Not bad.
Good.
I hate watching my face for some reason. I know, you too.
I hate watching your face too. So I'll do the show, but I'll turn around, okay?
Okay.
I'll speak to the wall.
Speak to the wall.
I'll speak to Paul.
Speak to the wall and speak to Paul. Hey everyone! Tim says AV good at full screen 1080. You know what is the worst? Is when somebody tells me he's watching me on a 60-inch screen and I'm just thinking of my face on a 60-inch TV. And I'm not sure I like it. So, well, we will try. It's his department for the Nintendo Switch presentation. So,
hello there.
Hey everyone, welcome. This is the first episode from the couch. And we will be here every Thursdays. I almost said Tuesdays, but it's Thursdays. 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours Universal Time. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We've got all sorts of show notes. We've been sharing notes online and with OneNote, and it's pretty cool. We have some topics to talk about today. Of course, interaction, and I think it's going to be a great show. Hello, Gabriel. How are you?
Good, and you?
Not bad, not bad. Have a nice week.
Yeah. School started again. And,
School.
Just gaming. Bought a few new games. Yesterday I bought the new Project Diva Hatsune Miku game.
Okay.
And started playing Game Dev Tycoon also.
Dev Tycoon, okay.
So yeah, quite a few things. I'll try to, the game I was talking about, Project Diva, I'll try to do a review in a few weeks.
Okay, cool.
When I get to play enough.
Okay, cool. And, okay, school. I don't know. I don't remember what school it was like. It's been too long for me.
Do you still wake up and tell yourself, woohoo, no homeworks tonight?
Not really. I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a live show today. It's kind of another life. So, hey everyone, welcome to the show. We see that we have a few viewers and it's nice to be here. And I hope that, this show will build upon itself. So, I mean, we'll have more and more every week. We'll have, better lighting. We'll have all sorts of new things that are going to make the show even better as time goes on. So, of course, this is first episode. It's kind of a little test. I wasn't sure how to position everything. Background, there's going to be stuff there that's going to change with time. So, we'll do our best that we can. And thank you, everybody, for being here and following us. It's just fantastic. Quick note just to say that we have a special PayPal for this show because we're two and we wanted to separate things. Sorry, everyone. I was about to burp and I didn't want to burp in the microphone. That's beer. PayPal is at fromthecouch@outlook.com. Mm-hmm. And we have a Patreon. So if you want to become a patron, I have set it up so that you can do a monthly donation at patreon.com/fromthecouch. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, for the donation, yeah.
And so if anyone wants to donate specifically for this show, and if you want to support one show in particular, you can support this show also. And thanks for everyone that will ever donate a little something. Of course, it hasn't started yet. It's the first show. So beer, want more beer, says Tim. And yeah, we've got beer. So cheers. And
cheers to you
it's don de Dieu, which means in English, gift from God. And so I don't know. We'll see after we drink all 3 beers.
Oh, alcohol is a gift from God. But is this beer one? I don't know.
I understand why alcohol exists, because when you look at the Old Testament with everything God wanted to do, no wonder they wanted to have alcohol banned. Sorry, a bad joke. Okay, let's start out. You want to start with your first little bit of news?
Yeah, sure. So, first up, for the news of the week. On January 8th, it was announced by the ESEA, the Esports Entertainment Association, that 1.5 million of its accounts had been hacked and that the data was published online.
EA Sports?
No.
What?
The
ESEA,
the Esports Entertainment Association.
Okay.
So an esports league. For those of you who don't know, esports are competitions of video games. And one of the oldest association, actually, it was founded in 2003, the ESEA, got hacked before New Year's Eve. On December 27th, they were threatened to have released 1.5 million accounts informations if they didn't pay $100,000 ransom.
So I guess they didn't pay?
They didn't pay after consulting their lawyers and stuff, saying that they patched the danger zone and that all users only had to change their passwords and it will be alright.
Is there, just out of curiosity, do we know what type of information was leaked with that?
Actually, the leak was...
Was it just passwords, or it's more like credit cards and stuff like that, or...
Usernames, emails, private message, IPs, mobile phone numbers, forum posts, passwords, and secret question answers were leaked.
So basically you do whatever you want with the account.
And on January 8th, the threat was renewed, and when they completely refused to pay again, the data was leaked right the next day.
Okay.
So 1.5 million accounts is a lot.
Okay.
The FBI is on the case because it's an American association.
Sorry, guys.
But this can have serious consequences. And for those of you who are like, esports, so what? Well, esports is really becoming something nowadays. Top gamers actually make millions of dollars every year out of these competitions. So if some bank account numbers would be leaked, some
it's a big deal.
Phone numbers,
it's a big deal.
Could be a big
it's
deal.
Always a big deal. You know, one thing that was...
Any hacked and 1.5 million accounts, that's a lot.
But I was thinking when you were talking about that and the accounts, and I almost want to, do a bet with everybody is how many hacks will there be this year with all the accounts of different, companies and products online. I mean, last year was horrible. Yahoo was probably the worst of all. And
Yahoo still exists?
Yeah, well, actually, it's supposed to become, I didn't put it here, but Yahoo, apparently the Verizon Yahoo deal is going through. But I'm sure there's going to be a rebate. I wouldn't pay $4.8 billion for Yahoo now. I don't have $4.8 billion anyways. But they want to call the company once the purchase is done. Altaba or something like that. I'm like, what the hell is that name? So apparently, still being bought. And also, Marissa Mayer, which is the CEO at Yahoo, is to resign. And I don't wonder why. But from a little inner peek that I'm reading somewhere is that she's going away with parts of Yahoo that she might actually do something with. And for those that ask me, because I got that many times, yes, Yahoo Mail still exists. If you got an email on Yahoo, it still exists. It's still going to stay. There's no changes. For the end user, people like you and me, no changes at all. So, anything to add to that news that you have? Or
Not
anything
really.
else? Okay.
So I just want to check, does everybody hear me clearly now? Because we had comment that they couldn't hear me well.
Yeah, that's
So,
why I put
yeah.
the microphone a little closer.
Can you hear me?
And I
On
think,
the chat, tell me.
yeah, I think it shouldn't be too bad. If you can,
Everyone, can you confirm that you hear me?
yeah, it's not very strong, that's why. So that's why, you know what? You should have the microphone a little closer to you. Because I have a big blabber voice.
Okay. Much better. It's okay.
No,
All right.
it should be better because I see it stronger here. That's why I put the microphone closer
Okay.
and towards you.
Okay, good.
So like that.
It's okay, loud and clear. Yes, not too bad.
And,
sounds clear. Okay.
We'll have this better in the coming shows, guys. So why am I yelling? I'm not yelling.
Shut up.
I always talk loud, you know. It's always like that. So hey everyone. Okay.
So
one thing that I wanted to talk about is the 10th anniversary of the iPhone, which happened on January 9th, I believe.
yeah.
And I was reading an article that said at 9:42 a.m., Steve Jobs, the one and only, announced a product that would change the world. And I got to say one thing. It's not the first smartphone, but I think we have to agree that the iPhone has changed the world. You agree?
Yeah.
The iPhone changed the world.
It was a revolution at the time.
Because, you know, I did a video on the channel because I'm always, we drinkers have bigger mouths. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at the chat room. You know, well, I like my Galaxy S7 much better. But you know, it's like I was saying, you know, it's not the first smartphone. The first smartphone goes back to the IBM Simon in 1992. Okay, it was a big clunky device, but it's technically a smartphone. And I mean, even Microsoft, and that's the funniest thing about this, even Microsoft was in the smartphone business before Apple. And I don't know, they probably used the same strategy back then that they're using with their phones today, because they don't seem to go anywhere with that. And it's sad because, you know, they're the first ones. They should have been like, hey, you know, we should have had our Microsoft phones. You know, nothing like walking around with a phone that has a blue screen of death when you're talking on the phone. But you know, what changed and the revolution it has is because it's pretty much the first widely used iPhone. And the funniest thing is, it was bad. It was crashing all the time. It had flaws of all sorts. But you know what? People were happy, and for the first time, you had a device that we got to say was really well thought out, with the touch screen and everything. Steve Jobs hated the stylus. He always said, no stylus. I never want to see that on any devices ever. And look, revolutionized the world.
So basically, Apple took what already existed, but made it better and all in one, if we can put it that way.
They made it in a way that people found it cool. They used their fantastic way of marketing. And they pushed a device that everybody wanted. And I mean, you know, yeah, I got this today, but I mean, even Samsung and all these companies wouldn't be with these devices
Mm.
if it wasn't for the competition that the iPhone brought in.
And you know, we've come a long way since the first iPhone. I look at my old iPhone that I had and the one my brother had too, and compared to this is the iPhone 6, and when I look back at the iPhone 4S that I had, I'm like, oh my god, this was so small.
My first iPhone was an iPhone 3.
Mm.
It's a iPhone 3G, and I looked at my iPhone 3G.
Do you still have it?
No, I actually gave it to somebody that you know that goes
Okay.
to a famous bar,
Nah.
a famous
Okay.
Latino that you know.
Oh, okay. That guy.
Yes, that guy.
So,
You know, I had a good heart. He didn't have a phone, and I said, well, okay, here's the iPhone 3. I jumped to the iPhone 5. I never had an iPhone 4, though I did see it around me. Huge improvement. But I gotta say, when you look at the iPhone 5 and you look at the iPhone 6, or my device, boy, do I find it small. I couldn't go back to such a small phone.
No, I need something that I can take in my hand and do everything with just one hand. But that's the young guy in me. I need to be multitasking myself.
Well, you know, I want to have that 12-inch tablet that's a phone next time that I do something.
But you know what was funny at the time? It is that you had the iPhone 3. I had the iPhone 4S. My brother bought the iPhone 5, or you bought the 5.
I bought the 5.
He bought the 5. My brother bought the 5S. I bought the 6. Now my brother has the 6S.
Okay.
So it's like this kind of cycle that, you know, we always get
We
to
need
see
somebody that'll have
the
a 7
new
now.
device.
One of the questions that I have, there's rumors, but do you think that Apple will release something really special because it's been 10 years this year? Do you think the new iPhone will have something incredible that we're going to do, like, I want to have the iPhone 8?
Well, I believe they need to do something incredible this year, because for the last few years, Apple have been stagnating. There was no major moves from Apple in the last few years, and last Apple conference, honestly, it was boring.
It was so boring.
When the most interesting part is Tim Cook singing in a car.
Oh yeah,
there's a problem.
The carpool karaoke thing.
Yeah, there's a problem there. When your selling pitch is Mickey Mouse on a watch.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. No comment.
You know, all of what I'm watching in you know, rumors of the next iPhone points to a boring phone again. But I don't know what. You know, I'm just wondering one thing. What could be added to a phone that would be so incredible?
Holograms.
Holograms?
Yeah.
Okay, holograms.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, be like Tony Stark.
Holograms on a phone. Okay. And they have to do something, because we know one thing is that the sales of the iPhone are going down. Now, don't get me wrong. They are still really good. And any company that would have sales of the iPhone like Apple does would be really happy. The funniest thing is also the fact that when they look at revenue, the profits made on phones, if you take the profits that every company, including Android, like Samsung with their phones and everything, 90% of all the profits are done with Apple. It seems that every other company, including Samsung, yeah, they do make profit, that's for sure, but it's much lower. Apple takes a really big chunk of money on each device. But they have to reinvent themselves, because Apple is at a point where they aren't really competitive anymore. You know, when you start saying that Microsoft is now the cool tech company, and Apple is not, I gotta say there's something weird here. I mean, when you look at the Surface Studio, stuff like that, I mean, wow. So we'll see. Anyways, we're still far off. I think the iPhones won't be announced before what, September, something
Probably,
like that. So we're still far off. We'll know, and we'll see what happens. And okay, and what about you? What else do you have to talk about?
Yeah, just give me a second. I was looking at the chat. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Scalebound, a video game from Platinum Games that was supposed to be released on Xbox One and PC. Actually, it was quite a big game that was cancelled at the beginning of the week. So just to replace everyone, Scalebound was a game in which you were supposed to control Drew, and you had a dragon companion, and you could do all sorts of things with your dragon. You could modify it to use it in fights, and the focus was more on gameplay than action, which is not what Platinum Games usually do. And the game was first announced at E3 2014. It was already in development for a year at the time. It got hyped a little. We didn't hear much about it, but even at E3 2016, we got to play the game and try it. It was supposed to be released late 2016, then it was delayed to 2017, and finally it got completely cancelled. So yeah, this was kind of a big game. It was ambitious for Platinum Games, and then they canceled it, and we didn't hear much from either Microsoft or Platinum Games. I believe it was yesterday that the company commented and apologizes for canceling the game, and that they would keep working for the future, making better games and stuff. But they never told us why they canceled it. Uh,
I have a little something on that.
Yeah, go for it.
I on Tech Radar,
Okay.
while I was going through my news stuff, saw the same news that you're talking about Scalebound. And I got a take from Tech Radar on what's probably happening.
Okay.
And what they said is that Microsoft is right now in a moment where there are some of the top games that they wanted, like Recore, that were flops. And now they've kind of put the bar to the minimum quality they want higher. And they suddenly found that that game was not what they wanted. And they just like stopped and said, okay, no, we don't want to. And I don't know, it's kind of, you know what's sad with these studio things is that, okay, I guess that the Platinum Games,
Yeah.
they spent millions.
They spent millions. They already made great games. For those of you who know Bayonetta, it was a big hit a few years ago.
One of the things they also saying on Tech Radar is that this could be a bad move on Microsoft's part.
That's what I believe.
Because developers that want to make great games are now going to say, okay, so Microsoft decides when yes or no, we are going to move on.
I believe this is a bad move because it was a game that was really expected. We didn't know much about it, but still, we heard from it for 3-4 years, and it was something ambitious, but something that looked cool. I want to control a dragon.
Only my nephew will say that. I want to control a dragon. Okay.
But I believe this is a bad move. And that brings me, if I can just launch a little discussion on it.
Yes. Yes.
About the future of video games. We're seeing more and more of these big games being cancelled after years in development. And whether they are small games or AAA titles. And when they're not cancelled, well, they release them, but there are tons of bugs. Assassin's Creed, and or they release the game, you pay $90, and what next month, oh, we have a free patch for $12, or
I'm sorry, but
oh,
here there's a problem. Okay, if I pay $90 for a game, you better not charge me for a patch.
even worse, you sometimes, and I saw that happen. A game is released, I don't know, in September, December, for Christmas. The game that was $90 is now in special on rebate at 45, and you paid 90 3 months ago.
That unfortunately is
What?
something about technology. Even you could buy anything, and look at this. I bought I got it really close to the date that they released it, but it's the same with this. I bought this, and I mean, I got it for $250 subsidized by the company, and a month later, it's not even 6 months after. A month later, somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh, cool! I got a Galaxy S7 for $0." Unfortunately,
But that's also
life.
why I tend less and less to pre-order video games. I prefer to wait on launch day and see what they have to say, because, like, an example I can give, I pre-ordered and played Final Fantasy 15. 1 week after I bought it, they announced that, oh, for chapter 13 that was really criticized, they're gonna release eventually more cutscenes and more storytelling. Okay, why did I buy it now? I will have to redo it in 6 months in order to see the full story now.
Okay, it's almost like if it's not complete when you buy it.
That's always the case. Every AAA game are never complete when you buy them nowadays.
Okay, so they're selling like a beta version or something.
Yeah, gamers
Okay.
are beta tester.
Oh man.
That-
Yeah, of course.
I,
At some point.
and I'll be honest.
Like Windows users.
And I'll be honest, the majority of the games I really enjoyed in the last few years are not AAA titles from Ubisoft and Square Enix and other big companies. They are small titles from third-party companies, or small titles from the team B or C from Ubisoft, that they just have a little budget and have to do with what they have. These are the great games now.
Man, this is incredible. And you know what? I think Xbox.
It's frustrating. Honestly,
It is.
now I am frustrated.
So we'll know that he's frustrated after the show now, after everything. And hey, Stephen Mel, I never buy Apple stuff. Never buy Apple stuff. So okay, yeah, and you know what? One last thing about that scale-bound canceled. I mean, Microsoft's Xbox, and I know a lot of people are like, no, that's not true. I get this all the time, by the way. I get on my every time I do a tech news that has PlayStation 4 versus Xbox. I have the impression of falling into the Mac versus PC, and I always get these guys that say those numbers are not true. I only see Xbox around me. And I always say, look, the US market is very unique. You see it with the iPhone. The iPhone dominates the US market. It doesn't dominate the world.
What?
PlayStation dominates the world, doesn't dominate the US market.
Would you actually allow me to jump to some other news concerning this
Yes, please.
this competition
Yes, please.
you're talking about?
Please.
Okay, now, Xbox lovers, you might hate me after this, but you know how we always say that, okay, PlayStation is leading over Xbox. There's actually news that came out about the sales in Japan of the consoles. And this is only in Japan, but still, when you look at the numbers, we know that Xbox in Japan is not very popular. But when I saw what I'm about to tell you, I never expected Xbox to be so not popular in Japan.
Well, it's always been the case, though.
Yeah,
It's always been like that.
But look at this. In 2016, there were 1.7 million PS4 sold in Japan against 9,000 Xbox.
But the Japanese, in almost everything,
Yeah,
prefer to buy their own
they
products.
prefer their own, but
They are very, very
but that also
strongly into
means
buying their
that
own products.
PlayStation is popular everywhere, and Xbox only focuses on America and
The
Europe.
last
That's a big problem for them.
the last numbers
For
I
the sales.
have that I use in one of my shows is that in the UK and in the United States, the Xbox dominates for the past 6 months. Before the past 6 months, it wasn't the case. Even the United States, before 6 months ago, even in the US, the PlayStation 4 was selling a little better than the Xbox.
Look here, in Japan, even the PlayStation 3 sold more than Xbox. The PlayStation 3, come on!
Oh man!
But
But
yeah,
you know what?
that's just to tell that I believe Xbox start at a disadvantage with not being popular in Asia.
I was about to do a bad joke. Tim Robinson says China, and I was about to say, yeah, they got a chin box for it. Well, it doesn't matter. YouTube is invisible in China, so I can say what I want.
Hey, Bobby, just letting you know, I still have the 4 PlayStation consoles plugged in at my house, and the 2 Xboxes too.
I'm sorry, you guys are not hot. I got a Commodore 128. I've got an Amiga 500. That's real gaming.
You will give them to me when you die, right?
Yes.
You will.
Yes.
You will.
Yes. He wants me to die young.
Where's the hatchet?
Yes, they're yours. They're yours. Everybody in the world now has witness to this.
Where's the hatchet?
Okay. So yeah, you know that gaming stuff. It's. But don't you agree? Because I have one question, and maybe we can ask it to the chat room also.
Okay.
Don't you think Xbox fans are Xbox fans and PlayStation fans are PlayStation fans? And there's a little part in the middle, of course, like everybody, you know, like me. I'm a fan of all tech, so I like a MacBook and I like a Windows machine.
Well, I will admit.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I must admit I'm a little bit sold to PlayStation, but I know how to recognize great games, like the Halo series. I don't have an Xbox One, but if there were like 4 or 5 games that were worth the money to me, I would buy an Xbox One, even though I really prefer PlayStation. But yeah, I agree with you that they are.
I think it's
like
Mac,
and this.
It's like Mac or PC. You know, I think that's that's the way it works. In other news, well, let's go into the little gaming. Stay just a little bit into the gaming before I go back into my tech stuff. Or no, I'll wait till you talk about it. I think it's better. We had an insider preview build 15,002 that broke my computer. No, that works weirdly on my machine, and I actually posted a video just an hour and a half before we started this show. And basically, lots of new features, and it's, I think, close to pretty much what we'll have in the early April as a creators update. And I know it's not your thing, but weren't you surprised when Microsoft said that Windows 10 next big update is called Creators Update? Isn't it kind of weird?
A little, yeah.
And that they focused on 3D stuff, and
3D!
They showed us this $4,000 Surface Studio that I actually was able to use twice, and that I'm in love with, but I don't have $4,000 to pay for that.
You don't have $4,000. Come on. I spent almost $4,000 on my fucking tablet. Oh, sorry.
Okay, beep. Oh, sorry, it's a little late, but it's there.
Oh, I was talking about the animal in French.
Tim, your 15,002 works okay? I got all sorts of weird problems. And but I see that I was like I posted today. Yeah, the green screen of death on Insider machines instead of blue screen. But well, that's the thing, Bobby. And like everybody says, that's being an insider. I'm happy to be an insider, and I'm not ranting about the fact that there's bugs. It's normal. We're here for that, and I've been using the feedback hub a lot to post for all the problems that I've been having, and hopefully they'll be fixed. But 15,002, and specifically the future of Windows 10. I mean, I'm looking at how Windows 10 is going, and it's fine, and there's interesting stuff in here. But I don't know. I'm wondering what I've seen it from a lot of you guys telling me basically I don't see anything exciting about the next version of Windows 10. And yeah, I see a few things. There's like, but I don't know. Same for me. I'm wondering the future of Windows 10, and I'm also wondering especially about these big updates, which are extremely problematic for a lot of people. And I'm wondering, man, it's time to change that. Every time there's a big update, there's a part of the users that have problems. I think it's something that Microsoft needs to really, really fix here. I know they're changing the way we're getting updates soon, but I don't know. I think they need to have a smaller package and something that works better. And they especially need to do things. I'm still, I know that some of you guys have a lot of problems. I'm thinking of Stephen Mail, and has tons of problems with Windows 10 machines that he has. And I know a part of you have a lot of problems, but I still stick to my thing. The stats that I see is it was not that much, that much problematic. But one of the things that we need to fix is there's one thing in my mind that I still don't understand, and is with over 3-4 million insiders plus internal verification at Microsoft, I still don't understand that they released a build and that a camera, which is the most popular cam available, the one I'm using right now to stream, the Logitech C920. I mean, it's not an obscure webcam. It is the most sold the best-selling webcam around because everybody knows it's great. And it's broken at an update. And I just can't understand that went through. I understand if you tell me, well, my little GP5X12 box doesn't connect anymore. It's like, well, nobody knows what that is. It's possible.
Bought it in a pawn shop for $12.
But the most popular webcam or the most popular devices in the world broken after an update. I can't understand. There's something wrong with the testing. There's really something wrong with the testing. I don't know. And, I didn't have the problem because I noticed one thing is the only reason I didn't have the problem is that I didn't have the Logitech software installed. And mine continued working while everybody says, well, it doesn't work. And I noticed that, okay, you got the Logitech software because I never installed the software that the companies want and never want that. But I don't know. Let's pray for the future of Windows 10. I mean, there's a number that came out this week that was nice. Well, last week, 25% of all computers in the world now, Windows 10. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. But now that it's not free anymore, I don't think it's going to go up very fast.
No.
They should have kept it free, don't you think?
Yeah.
Why not keep it free?
Because, if I had Windows 8 and now I have to pay, I mean, for as long as the previous versions are supported by Microsoft, why would I change? It's like for Windows XP. What it stopped in what 2012,
Oh my God, 2000 and something. Yeah,
12, like something like
yeah,
that.
a little while back.
So if you had Windows XP up to that point, why would you have changed before?
Just look at Windows 7. Windows 7. We're going to be we're a year and a half after the release of Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we had what 2 years of Windows 8. That's 3 years and a half. Plus, Windows 7 was there for what 3 years before that. And Windows 7 is still 47% of all PCs in the world. It's almost 1 in 2 computers.
At my job, they still use Windows 7.
So that one's going to be hard to remove. And I'm wondering, Microsoft. I'm sure Microsoft is stressing out a little bit because when they see that a version of Windows is too popular, they usually have a time when they say we're going to push back the date we're going to stop supporting it. We know that Windows 7 will be
it's like 2021, I believe.
2021. We're in 2017. It's 4 years off, but still we're half of the computers. I don't remember what percentage XP was when they decided and when it was exactly, because with Windows XP that happened. They pushed back the update, the date that they would stop support twice. And you know what? I'm thinking, even though Microsoft did say about 6 months ago, we're not going to change anything, I'm thinking they're going to push that date a little farther back.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to push that date a little farther back.
And do you agree with Patrick, who says that on a PC, Windows 8 was maybe not the best?
The Windows 8 is great on a touch experience.
Yeah.
If you have a touch device, Windows 8 was fantastic.
It was the ultimate Windows experience.
It was, there's nothing like it. And there's nothing that's so fantastic like Windows 8 on a touch device. Even Windows 10, although they made some changes, isn't as good, I think, as Windows 10 at recreating the touch experience we have.
No, because one thing is with Windows 10, on my tablet I have the tablet mode, but whenever I start an app, I go to the normal screen, the
desktop.
The desktop. Yeah, thank you. So it doesn't really matter if I'm in tablet mode or not. I always go back to desktop no matter what I do. So in this sense, I believe Windows 8 was a little better too, because you would stay in some kind of tablet mode no matter what apps you would use.
I think Windows 8 should have been, the big mistake of Microsoft with Windows 8 was simply that they should have simply looked at the device and said, touch device, touch screen with the start menu, full screen start menu. And, this is a desktop or this is a laptop that does not have touch. Let's put it in desktop mode. And you know what? Nobody would be ranting against Windows 8. I can bet you that. Windows 8 was a very solid, very rock solid operating system. It didn't have bugs or anything. Worked really well. But I think Microsoft, and it's a bad and a positive point I'll give to Microsoft. Microsoft was thinking that touch devices were everywhere at some point, which is not the case because people are, I gotta say it, too cheap. So they always buy the cheapest computers, which never have touch. And they looked at Windows 8 and they said, what the hell is that? And people, as a tech guy, are lost immediately. And it's very simple. Just move one icon somewhere else on the screen, and I can bet you that a quarter of my clients are like, I can't find
my mail.
I can't find Internet Explorer anymore. Which was, by the way, the first ranting ever for Windows 10. I click the blue E, and I don't have my favorites. And it's like, well, the blue E is Edge. It's not Internet Explorer.
My mom
Anyways.
had issues with it.
Yes, yes, and I actually mentioned your mom a few times when I say that. Actually, when I talk about family, it's pretty much restricted to her mom.
I'm not sure if I'm happy or not about it.
But
Okay.
anyways, okay. What else do you have in the news?
Well, do you have an NES Classic, the mini version?
Well, I don't have the. Unfortunately, I would love to have one.
Me too. Whenever I saw that some were available during Christmas, oh, I saw it 5 minutes later. Too late because it's already sold.
Question about that, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it's something that they intentionally create? They
Yeah.
decided not to do enough
Yeah.
to create some kind of hype around it?
Yes. Yes, because
Why is that?
Look at the size of the device. Don't tell me that you can't build this in your factories.
Don't you think if I would be Nintendo, I would want to sell the hell out of these devices as so many.
Especially for Christmas.
Well, that's what I think.
And
isn't it a bad thing?
Nintendo is its own enemy. And so to get back to the Mini Classic Nintendo, there were 30 games available on it. You're not supposed to be able to add any. You cannot use any cartridges. But someone finally managed to hack the console, and at first the guy had it up to 60 games. But I believe on Monday or Tuesday, one did had 84 games on it. Though the maximum believe to be able to have is 90. But still, there's a video on YouTube on how to do it.
Word of warning though, if you want to try to do that, it will void your warranty.
Yeah, and
it can break the device.
It can break the device if you're not good with computers, with coding. Just don't do it. But still, it was hacked, and now there are some versions supposedly hacked with 60, 80 games for sale on eBay, of course. But you got no guarantee that it's real.
Yeah.
But I believe that's kind of cool. But I'm surprised it took so long before somebody did it.
Actually, you know what? One of the first things that I thought about when they announced that classic Mini NES, one of the first thing that I was thinking is, I'm pretty sure that somebody will hack into this thing and add games.
Yeah, but I'm surprised it took so much time.
I'm waiting for one special act.
Because Nintendo doesn't have the reputation of having the safest consoles.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised it took almost 2 months.
But if you can't wait for a NES Mini, Classic Mini, you can use, and there's very, very clear instructions, a Raspberry Pi. And a Raspberry Pi is that little computer that you can buy for really cheap. It's like the basic version is like $35, $45, something like that. Mm-hmm. And you can turn it into not only a NES Classic Mini, but because it's a computer, you will have not 30 games, but pretty much as many games as you want. And that can fit into an SD card.
And you can buy some Nintendo controllers with USB cords to plug into your computer and have the same feel as you had when you were a kid.
Do you have that? Okay, I want to have a classic Mini. Okay, I want to have an NES Classic Mini. I'd like to have one. But don't you think that you will lose a part of the market because somehow someone will say after 6 months, you know what, I don't want it anymore. I couldn't get it and I don't want it anymore.
I believe so, because there was this big hype at the beginning, oh my god, the Nintendo Classic Mini, it's so cool, it's cute, it's got all I want. But I got to wait a year to buy it.
I looked like at least 5 or 6 times at different websites to try to buy one, and they were out of stock. And that was before Christmas when it was released. And now I'm thinking about it, and since Christmas, it's like I haven't checked if there's one available somewhere. Maybe there was available in Amazon, and I don't even know.
There's not even any news about it. We don't even know when they will have some.
I think it's a hype that's just
And
like really
it's a big
going
hype. I also believe,
going down fast.
and it's something, like I was saying, Nintendo right now is its own enemy since Satoru Iwata, the previous president, died. Nintendo just been going downhill.
Nintendo's a hit or miss company.
And if they don't hit big with the Nintendo Switch, they're gonna have probably to quit being a console maker and just stick to video games, I believe.
Okay.
Because nobody will really believe anymore in them. Yes, the 3DS is still selling amazingly well. But in terms of gaming consoles and stuff, Nintendo is making one good move and cancel it with one bad move.
What also is interesting...
They had the Nintendo Wii, released the Wii U. It's a huge flop.
But you know what? The Nintendo Wii, what amazed me with the Nintendo Wii is everybody flipped because of that, kind of wireless control thing. Because the console itself was like behind every other console in technology.
I believe it's also the fact that you had this wireless controls, but also it was casual. Was made for the casual gamer, for party gamers. You want to play Mario Kart, you want to play Wii Sports. It's not something you really play as a hardcore gamer who always play Call of Duty. When you have a party, you want games like Wii Sports. You want not Just Dance. You want Mario Kart. And when you can play up to 4 players, if you're like 8 or 10 at the party, you can all play.
When you talk about that, it reminds me of the Kinect on the Xbox. The Kinect is a cool device, but every time I saw and use the Kinect, because I went to places where we play games with the Kinect, it's like a party thing. It's cool because we can all play games together for something, but the Kinect isn't that cool thing that everybody... it's like it's there with the Xbox and it just stands there doing nothing.
I also believe that the problem with the Kinect, which is pretty much abandoned right now, is that they expected other developers to make games for the Kinect in comparison with Nintendo, which made themselves the games for the Wii. So when you buy Nintendo, well, you have what you pay for. With Xbox and Kinect, it kind of you had to wait for others to produce games. You buy it, but you don't know what you'll get. Nintendo, you already knew what you had.
Okay. But, Nintendo is a hit or miss. They have a big hit, and then they have flops. And you're almost wondering why they get that hit. But if we would take out one thing for sure, they've got one thing that is, I could say a hit, because in the portable consoles,
the 3DS is great.
They're in that place where nobody else is.
I have a 3DS.
Nobody else is there.
And that's really cool. I don't really want a PlayStation Vita.
Maybe they should concentrate on that and just go there. What do you think?
Yeah, and I also think they should concentrate more than they did in the last year on their own franchises. Like Pokemon that came out a few months ago is like it outsold the biggest game in 2016 in like a month. I believe it sold like 3 million copies only in Japan.
Okay.
In 1 month.
Okay.
So Pokemon, Zelda, and Mario are the 3 ones that Nintendo has to focus.
Okay.
And with the Switch coming out, if they don't have any major title at launch, it's gonna be another flop.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at the Wii U, for example, they announced that, oh yeah, it would be able to run the latest Batman games and all those big games at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is they didn't have any big titles like Mario, Zelda, or any other.
Okay.
And the big games they told us that we would be able to play with the Wii U, well, they were already out for over a year on other consoles.
Okay.
Why would I want to play Skyrim on the Wii U or even the Nintendo Switch when I already bought it
They're running on
4 years ago?
And one of the things, they're running on one big title, which is always Mario.
Well, yeah, they're running on it, but still, it's a console seller.
Well,
If
I gotta
you have
say,
a Mario game or a Legend of Zelda game coming out with your console,
you know what?
It's gonna sell.
Mario is probably the only game I've ever seen that I've never seen anybody say, I don't like playing that game.
No.
I've never seen somebody say, I don't like Mario. I'll see people saying, I don't like this game, that I don't like because of that. But Mario, everybody loves Mario. Hey, you want to say hi to the chat room a little bit?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Hi, chat room.
Hello there, chat room. Hey there, Tim, Stephen, Bobby, Jacqueline McBride, everybody. Hello, Viperboard78, or
nice to see you all.
Nice to see everybody. It's nice to have a little question. Can I ask a little question to the chat?
Steven doesn't like Mario.
Oh, Steven doesn't like Mario. Woo! The first one I've seen. But maybe you haven't played, the really cool one. Steven, one day I'm going to take that plane and go to Colorado, and we're going to play Mario. And I'll look at what's wrong with your computers. Your computers are driving me mad also. I got to say, when somebody tells me, man, I hate it. So let's all take a plane and go play Mario with Steven. Anybody wants to? Okay, I have a question for the chat room, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
My question is, anyone in the chat, and even if it's not in the chat, if you are watching this in the recorded YouTube channel, you can post a comment below the video. And the question I have is, do you plan to buy a new PC this year? And when I say PC, a Chromebook, a MacBook, a Windows machine, tablet of some sort. Anyone is thinking of buying something new this year? I'm curious because I was looking today at the statistics of PC sales. And it gave me the question for that because PC sales are down from 2012 to now. PC sales are down 100 million. That's 1/3 of the PC market.
No.
So I'm just wondering. So Bobby says no. Stephen Mail, I know Stephen Mail wants to have a Chromebook. Someday he's going to say, I want a Chromebook. I'm happy. I want to know nothing about Windows anymore.
Well, the day you buy a Chromebook, Steve, you send us a picture.
Yes, we want to see that Chromebook. And not unless my MacBook Air dies. Okay. I think for a lot of people, that's something also. I would say that for most people, they wait until the computer is really, really too slow or just dies before they buy a new one.
I bought mine in December, by the way.
Yeah, and yours, you've been how long you had the other one?
I had my first Surface for almost 4 years, and I changed it only because I didn't have any hard drive space on it.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Okay. Electric Thomas and pre-ordered an NVIDIA Shield. Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
That's nice. No computer this year for Peter Sargent. Nothing for Sorry Basher 5. Patrick Manning have 5. Now I don't need another one just yet. I never have enough computers. It's like radios. Me, for those that know my radio side, computers and radios the same thing. I never have enough computers and never have enough radios. So, I say no just for the fact that I don't have the cash. But, 2017 is it's just 12 days old. Who knows? I can't say yes or no in my case. I can't say yes or no. I do say, I'm starting to think of maybe changing my good old Toshiba i5. You know, it's given me now 3 years of really cool computer. It's a nice computer. It's still very fast. This thing is still faster than most $400 or $500 computers today. But I don't know. I'm thinking of retiring it and maybe having something new.
You know, it's kind of funny. We keep pointing stuff in the room, but actually nobody can see it.
Nobody can see it, but it's there. It's driving the camera and the software that's streaming everything.
Right, we should arrange something so they can see our machines at least.
Hey, Jacqueline, don't worry about the tracking cookies on your computer. That is every computer in the world. Just watching this on YouTube is giving you tracking cookies. Just to give you an idea, that is something that don't worry about it. People give too much importance to that. You know what? If I win the lotto, Tim, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
We both disappear.
I'll look. Well, first of all, we'll have a beer together in the UK. That I promise. And I don't know. We'll have a lot of fun. There was, by the way, another winner of 60 million lottery here in Quebec.
Well, it wasn't me.
Unfortunately, it wasn't me.
Yeah. We wouldn't be here today if it was us.
Yeah, that's true. Like Patrick says, the new, I don't know if you've seen that, the new generation of Intel processors, boring, no performance, no new performance, nothing new,
even
boring.
Even my tablet,
boring.
Which is officially 1 year old because they launched it about a year ago, still has the 6th generation. They didn't put the 7th generation as an upgrade for the new one.
Nope. And what the hell is happening there?
He lost the chat on the TV, and while he figures out how to bring it back,
I'll go insert It's the TV that shut down.
Well, that's your TV.
That's weird. TV shut down.
I'll be back.
Okay. So sorry guys, won't be long. We have a little technical difficulty here about TVs shutting down, and I don't know what's happening here, but this is weird. So it's nice to see everybody on board. So we're coming back slowly. I don't know, something happened to the TV and it shut down by itself. And here we are back on the TV. Okay. I wonder what happened. No, but the problem is the TV shouldn't be in power save mode because there's an image on it. So I don't know why. Something happened and...
well, you know, these are the joys of live streaming.
Yeah, and that's all right. That's all right. Oh, man. Okay. So, what were we talking about?
I'm not sure.
Just to...
so you were asking if people would buy new computers?
Yeah, so that's it.
Well, if I may, we were talking about Nintendo's a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And as many of you might know, there is a Nintendo Switch event tonight that I will watch and recap on my YouTube channel. And I want to know.
So what is your YouTube channel, by the way? What's the name?
The name of my channel is The Proud Geek.
Okay.
And if you check my name on the chat, you can probably access it. And if you want to encourage me, it's a gaming channel, so you can subscribe and encourage me.
So let's all subscribe to his channel. You know, the guy's gonna do some great videos about gaming, especially if you like gaming, and he's gonna do tons of cool stuff. And you know what? It's gonna make him do more videos. So let's all subscribe to his channel.
But that's why we're together today. You're the tech guy, I'm the gaming guy.
Yep.
You talk, all I hear is Chinese, and vice versa. Pretty much. But that's where
in your case, it's Japanese. They're all Japanese stuff.
True. But yeah, I wanted to ask, even before knowing more about the Switch, are you interested in buying the next Nintendo console, the Nintendo Switch? people in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching after the live stream, please reply and tell us what you think.
Nintendo Switch. I saw.
If there are gamers in the chat, tell us.
It looks funky. I looked at the. There was a. I think it was on Tech Radar, and there was a picture of what it looks like, and there's like a case.
Actually, how it is supposed to be, you have the console who will be plugged in your TV.
Okay.
But you can take part of the console off, like a gamepad, roughly the size of the Wii U pad, and bring it with you and continue playing on it while you're outside. You have like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 hours of battery, that I don't know. And when you get back home, you put it back in the dock.
Okay.
The tablet portion charge.
Okay.
And you can keep playing on your TV. But the big feature is that whatever game you're playing, you can play it on your TV, and when you're leaving, you can keep playing it wherever you're going, in the bus, at work, or anywhere. That's the big feature.
Okay.
And we're expecting to know more tonight. The event is in the morning in Japan, but it's at 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
He wanted to talk about it because he thought it was at 11 a.m. here. It's 11 tonight
PM.
our
like
time.
5 a.m. Central European Time, something like that.
Quickly, just to answer a question, Bobby, yes, you know what? I saw your videos yesterday, your email yesterday. I said, oh, I've got to reply, and I forgot. I saw them this morning. I said, I got to reply, and I forgot. I promise, tomorrow at the latest, I am going to check your radio videos, Bobby. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm also answering.
I'm sorry. I have too much to do. Bye, Christine.
But
nice to have you on board.
Yeah, so we're expecting to know more tonight. Things that we are expecting mostly are, if I can just find my stuff. Yeah, the release date. It's supposed to come out in March, and we know that after the event tonight or tomorrow, depending on where you live, the consoles will go on a kind of tour across America and Europe where you can try it.
Right.
And it will finish, I believe, March 17th, but I know
that there's...
and we're expecting the consoles to come out.
I know that
after.
there's
In Toronto, January 28th, you can try the consoles.
And in New York, there's pre-orders.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Friday. There's a shop
tomorrow.
in New York. Yeah. Tomorrow. In New York, there's a shop you can pre-order the console, limited quantity. Yeah, I saw it this morning, I believe.
I know a little bit about it.
But yeah, you can pre-order the console in New York tomorrow. We can expect the line people in front of the store. But yeah, we're expecting the release date, the price of the console, how much will it cost, and will there be bundles? What games will come out at launch? They announced that. Yeah.
Jacqueline, maybe you don't like ads, but remember one thing: it pays for shows like these. So yes.
Yeah. What games will come at release? We know that a new Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild. I'm not sure of the name. I didn't write it.
Breath of the Wild?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not sure of the name. I didn't write it. But I know it looks cool.
Okay.
And I want it. But the new Legend of Zelda is coming to...
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo, I'm right. We know it's coming on the Nintendo Switch and Wii U. But since there's almost no Wii U sold, it will all go on the Switch anyway. And we hope it will come out at launch or new third-party games, because they announced that like 40 developers were inclined to do games for the Nintendo Switch. But it was also said that maybe Skyrim could be played on the Switch. But I mean, seriously, Skyrim, it came out like 4 years ago. Why would I buy it again on Nintendo Switch? That was my
That's your ranting of the week.
Yeah.
Is
And,
ranting of the week, and even my nephew rants. You see, he's like the uncle. The uncle rants, nephew rants.
I just like stupid decisions. I just don't like stupid decisions. Just to finish on the Switch, yeah, what accessories will be available? We know that there were some leak about accessories that might potentially be there, and what will be the online capabilities of the consoles. That are the things we are expecting from the event tonight.
Okay.
Or tomorrow, depending where you live. And
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah.
Tonight?
It's at 11 p.m. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay up all the way, and if I can, right after, I'll make a short video to summarize it.
Midnight videos. That sounds weird. Midnight videos.
Well, it's not that I don't.
Sorry.
It's
midnight videos.
It's not that I don't want to do a video. It's just that where
I understand. He's in an environment that is extremely complex to make videos.
So at midnight, making a video
is gonna be complex.
It's like if there is one, I'm almost gonna be whispering in my microphone.
I told you, midnight videos and whispering in a little sexy voice.
But I still believe it would be better than wait at 8 a.m. when
I'm sorry.
But whispering would surely be better than waiting at 8 a.m. when it's too late.
So is there a 10-minute preview? Oh man, midnight videos.
Yeah, I want the preview is on the site. I won't give you the name.
Okay.
Well, talking about weird stuff, shall we go on with our what the fuck moment?
Well, why not? Why not? Why not?
There are always some news during the week where you're like, what the fuck?
We're in that moment anyways.
And it's that moment.
Yes, and it's...
You know how virtual reality is becoming more and more popular?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, in Japan, there will soon be a place where you can rent room for VR porn. Actually, the name of the company is Soft on Demand.
God. Okay, guys, I don't know. You'll be able to see this. Here. Soft on demand.
That's not a joke.
That's soft on demand.
That's not a joke.
Okay.
And, basically,
soft on demand.
Basically, you can rent
the Orny Geek.
Basically, when this open, you can rent room by the hour or for a complete day for different price with full VR equipment. You can read manga, go on the internet, and watch movies, porno movies in VR reality. And they also told us that every room would be soundproof, just in case you are reading too loudly.
Oh man. Okay.
What the fuck, Japan?
But you know what?
That's Japan.
That doesn't even surprise me. With their penis festival or something.
Their masturbation festival.
Masturbation festival.
They even have a mascot.
Okay. I don't want. There's all sorts of images in my mind with a mascot with that.
It's my favorite festival in the world. Are you gold member to the club?
Gold member to the...
you get the sticky card?
I think it's the first time I'm red in a live show.
Patrick, at my age, I'm always soft on demand. Well,
okay.
at my age, no.
Have you noticed we're talking porn and it's actually giving more live views?
I prefer not to comment on what I was about to say. Or should I?
As long as it's YouTube possible.
Yeah, okay. Well, Patrick is soft on demand as its age. At mine, I'm hard on demand.
Okay.
Well,
let's talk about the Consumer Electronics Show now.
I'm talking about my abs. I'm talking about my abs. They're hard on demand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy, yeah.
Maybe I should hide behind my screen now.
That's the Flintstone. Happy, yeah.
Really?
Yeah?
I don't remember that.
Yeah? Okay.
Happy, yeah.
After the show.
Okay.
Back to serious stuff.
Okay. Well, yes or no? I mean, it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's what?
Be serious for a moment.
It's impossible. We are never serious. Okay.
And I just quickly like to thank the 3 people who subscribed to my channel during the show.
Oh, cool.
Whoever
Cool.
they are, thank
Cool.
you guys.
I want to thank the 26,000 and something that subscribed to mine. It
Well,
sounds a little, yeah.
I have to start somewhere.
Well, that's perseverance and work,
Yeah.
mostly. And, great people like everybody in the chat. So cool. Okay. Where are we now?
Your what the fuck moment of the day.
My what the fuck moment of the day. Did I have one?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Mine is not orny. It's rather boring actually compared to his.
I think it's better that way.
But it's a what the fuck moment of Microsoft, where we were learning that this week in the Insider Preview, and I showed you guys in a video, that we can pause updates because people are going crazy at the fact that you update your machine and it breaks something.
Yeah,
So
I noticed I could pause it yesterday. Yeah.
So no, you couldn't.
I believe I could.
No, it's only in the Insider Preview.
Well, I believe I could pause it yesterday.
Well, you could maybe wait 24 hours.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, maybe.
But
well, I saw something.
Because in the Insider Preview, you can you have a little switch that says pause for 35 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that pause could be a little more than 35 days. But I thought when I did the review of the Insider Preview that every version would have that. And I thought, well, at least it's a good sign. And there was that little check mark, don't update drivers, that I found really cool. Because one of the most problems that I've seen is, the update driver thing. Because a lot of people got problems with drivers that updated through Windows. But now, yesterday, I'm watching Windows Weekly, and Paul Thurrott, which is one of the Windows guru, says, you know what? It's not for the home version, which is what everybody has, basically. So, that's my what the fuck moment, because I think Microsoft is missing the point. They don't understand one thing about, come on, we have, let's have the choice. I understand that on security updates, we should be forced, because 0-day security updates, that's one of the major problems. 0-day is really an issue because of the fact that you could get hacked because you didn't update your computer. But anything about drivers, anything about, just bug fixes, come on. Really, Microsoft should really, really think about it. And you know what? One of my rants of yesterday was, okay, why is it? Tuesday we had Patch Tuesday. And the cumulative update that came this week was kind of weird, because in Windows 10, if you look at what they were talking about, you would almost not believe that there was something about security in there. It was bug fixes all the way. And I'm wondering, okay, but like I was saying in one of my videos, I mean, they're mixing up everything. Why they don't separate everything? We should have, Tuesday, I'm sorry, but we should have had, okay, there was this Flash player thing, and please, can somebody kill Flash someday? Because
So
that is the worst
so
damn
many
thing that I've ever seen in my
so many
life.
websites still uses Flash.
Kill Flash, please. Please.
Go on any casual gaming sites.
I am going to put a bullet in the head of Flash.
Go to any casual game sites and it's still all Flash games.
I know. There's a lot of websites that have Flash.
Yeah. And some of these games are pretty cool.
But you know what? We have to move on. Too many security issues, and Flash is the worst thing that makes crash your computer. And you know what? They should have separated security updates and bug fixes. Why did they mix both together? I don't know. Please, Microsoft, I really am going crazy with what you're doing. Because, I mean, it's like I always say, it's my computer. Let me do what I want with it, please. Okay? Chrome, actually, just to answer Patrick Manny, and also we're talking about Chrome, one of the things that's important here is every browser is dropping Flash. Chrome and Firefox already are in their latest version saying, well, Firefox doesn't have Flash by default, you have to add it. Chrome, now when you go to a Flash website, actually tells you, hey, there's Flash content here. You want to run it or not? And with Creators Update in April, in the Insider Preview, we have that already. When you run a website, when you go to a website that has Flash content, there's a little icon that appears on the top that says, okay, there's Flash here. You want to run it or not? So I think that's the beginning of the end for Flash. And, the funniest thing, if we go back to our first news item about, our second news item, I think you started, about the iPhone's 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
I remember that in that time, 10 years ago, Steve Jobs was, he was criticized because there was no Flash in the iPhone, and the browser is Safari. And he was the first 10 years ago to say, Flash is a plague. We have to eliminate it. And you know what? He was right then. And basically, you know what? We need to kill Flash. So let's kill Flash in 2017, please.
Back on the 10 years of the iPhone.
Yep.
Do you have any specific memories of that time? Maybe not the year it came out, but like the few years around. Concerning any something device. Something that really...
The memories I have, okay, of that time is I remember buying, not that year because I think it was not released that year, but not very far after that, buying my first iPod Touch. And I remember that was something new back then, okay? And I remember being in the subway playing Need for Speed or something like that. And I was in the subway really absorbed by my iPod Touch playing. And I was like... And I looked up. There was a girl in front of me that was smiling. She was like, that's funny. And a guy next to me that was looking at me and saying, oh man, I've never seen one of those. It's so cool. Can I have a look? And I remember everybody was like, wow, this is so cool. And I remember paying like, 300 and something for my iPod Touch.
Yeah,
something like that was like expensive.
400 Canadian, yeah.
And I was like, okay, but I was so happy with my iPod Touch. It was the device. It wasn't a phone. I didn't have an iPhone. I was still on the flip phone at that time period. But I didn't see, you know what? That was something. I didn't see the need at that time of having a smartphone. I did see the need of having that device with the touchscreen and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I was happy with my flip phone at the time and having that device separate. Of course, that's until really what became interesting in these devices was getting the internet on it. And now it's like, okay, everything's transformed. There's the internet, there's everything on that. But I still remember that. And I don't know why. The biggest memory I have is playing with my earbuds, of course, because nobody could hear, because I was my earbuds and I was absorbed in the game, and and just looking up. But that memory of that girl just across in the subway, looking at me, it was like with a big smile because she just thought that geek looks so funny with his little device. That's it. That's the funny. That's the memory I have about that or
that period.
That period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That period of time.
Okay, that's cool.
Dizzy Sue, you know what? If they kill Flash, these games can be rewritten to play in HTML5. So I don't know, or I don't know. It's complex, I'm thinking about it. It's like Java. Java is pretty much dead now.
Oh, but it's used in parking
but it's still
meters.
used.
It's still used in parking meters.
So let's go hack.
Microwaves.
Let's go hack parking meters.
You know this old update on Windows XP? It always told you Java is on parking meters, on microwaves, on ovens.
Yeah, 3 billion devices around the world that are going to be hacked tomorrow. So, anyways.
Skynet is next to you.
So, Tim says, imagine how I look in the field flying my drones. You know what? I've got at least 5 radio-controlled cars here. So imagine one day, true story, about 3 years ago, I'm playing with one of my little radio-controlled Hot Wheel because it's really cool. It really goes fast. And this woman passed by, and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, the kid is having fun." And I'm like, okay, can't we just play with our toys and be adults? This is so funny. This is so funny.
And do you remember a few years ago when you, me, and my brother, we all went in a schoolyard? You brought, at first you brought 2 cars.
Yes.
Then I texted my brother and you called here.
Yeah.
So
he got a third car.
So he could take a third car from here. He joined us in the schoolyard, and we played for what, like an hour and a half. At least
an hour and a half. We each had our cars and had fun with that.
And I remember the most awesome part of that day was I had this tiny weeny little remote control car.
Yeah.
My brother had the big monster truck.
Yeah.
And we're chasing each other.
Yeah.
And I end up, behind him saying, okay, he's going to turn around and try to chase me. He just runs backward, and all you see is the monster truck going all the way over my tiny car. I was like, oh my God, that was priceless.
Man, we have to do something like that this summer again.
Yeah. I'll text you.
Okay. So, if we go back to our news.
Yeah, I still have some.
What do you have?
We're talking about Steam. You know this program on PC where you can buy video games?
Steam, yeah.
Actually, soon, Xbox controllers might be native to every game on Steam. By that, what I mean is that...
Sorry, guys.
Bless you. Is that, on Steam, you can plug your Xbox controllers and game by game, it will work or not. If it doesn't work, you have to download a third-party software to map your controller to your keyboard and then work it out. Recently, they announced that the PlayStation 4 controller would be compatible with Steam. And now, with the new beta client, they announced that the Xbox controller would work too. But it's not a game native thing. Actually, how it will work is that you use the... How is it called already? If you use the... Excuse me. Okay, the Steam controller configurator.
Okay.
In Steam, you have a way to map your own controller. But up until now, it was not working with the Xbox controller.
Okay.
The games were working with it because most of them were made native for the Xbox, but the controller mapping inside Steam did not work. Now you will be able soon, when it's not in beta, to map your controller directly from Steam and virtually play any game with it.
Okay.
At the moment, I still use a third-party software to map my Xbox controller to play my Steam games.
Okay.
But at least, it will be less trouble for those who don't know anything about it. All you have to do after that is go into the options and
Okay.
map your controller according to the keyboard.
Okay.
I think it's a good new features for Steam.
You know,
And I really like Steam.
you know that I talk about Steam regularly on my news bulletins
I don't listen
because
to it enough.
the one of the interesting statistics of Steam is that, and I think it's last week I was with the last stats, is that they're now almost 50% of Steam users are Windows 10 users.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I was commenting on how gamers seem to be more advanced on the latest tech. And I don't know if it has to do with maybe because Windows 10, one of the features of Windows 10 is better gaming, with DirectX 12
It works
and all.
well.
So,
And
I don't know.
about Steam, I saw, I believe, yesterday. It's just it doesn't have much meaning for us now, but still. Grand Theft Auto 5, who came out almost 4 years ago, is, as of today, in 2017, in 12 days, the best-selling game on Steam. 4 years after its launch. In 12 days, it's the best-selling game in 2017. So it just goes to show how great of a game it is. And yeah, honestly, I have it on PS4, Grand Theft Auto. I just like to just start a game, shoot a few cops, steal a few cars, and bring down helicopters with a bazooka.
How the hell do you want society to go well when I am happy because last night I was shooting cops in a video game? Do you have any? Do you use X360 controls on the PC?
Yeah. There is no problem in itself with the Xbox 360 controller on PC. The Xbox controller is native in Windows. The fact is, on Steam, with the games, it's not always native with the games. And if you're playing a game that doesn't allow the use of the Xbox controller, you have to download the software and map your buttons with your keyboard. For example, X will be
Do you know?
A.
Do you have the name of the software or?
The one I'm using right now, you have to pay for it though.
Okay.
But it's cheap. Is key sticks.
Key sticks.
Key sticks.
So maybe that's what Tim needs. Key sticks.
But there is no real problem in itself. Xbox is native Windows.
Okay.
But if on Steam the games are not made to work with it,
Okay.
you have to map your controller, and you are not able to do it on Steam only with third parties controller, like the one you have here, for example. I don't know the brand.
Yeah, Chinese.
Those popular Chinese third-party controllers.
It actually works well.
They work, but the consoles controller, PS4 and Xbox, up until recently, you could not map them on Steam directly.
The only thing I've never been, I've got a Chinese controller that looks almost like an Xbox controller.
The PlayStation 1 too.
The only thing I've never been able to do with it, and it has vibration on it, and I've never had vibration. I don't know how to set that up.
Well, don't ask me.
Yeah, it's a Chinese, joystick. So.
But about gaming, it works really well.
Okay.
And I bought a few games on Steam during winter. You see games on PlayStation on sales. PlayStation Store, it's $30 instead of $60. I want it. You check on Steam, the same game Oh, it's $8. Well,
Yeah.
I can plug my controller in my tablet. I don't care.
When the nephew's rich, you buy everything.
So, yeah, Tim's actually.
And the sensitivity of games,
Yeah. Listen,
is it due to the?
well, the sensitivity of the controllers, of course, if the game is not native with a controller, you cannot really adjust the sensibility because usually
maybe I can answer something with that, Tim.
Go.
But my Chinese controller is not usable with every game I play. On some games, my Chinese controller is unusable, and I go back to the keyboard, to play because it's just incredibly out of, it's like the controls just don't work well.
But that's what I want to say. If you play a game, a racing game, for example, where you can look left or right, or any game with a camera moving, if the game is not native for a controller, it means it's made for using arrows and WASD. So if you want to look left or right, it's all or nothing if you press left or right on a computer. It's all or nothing. There's no sensitivity on a computer, basically.
Well, it depends. It depends on the game.
It depends on the game.
It depends on the game.
Basically.
Yeah.
But if the game is native with a controller, you will be able to adjust it. For example, a game I bought before Christmas. It's called All Boy. When I plug my controller in it, when I start the game, it gives me, and I go in the controls, it recognizes that I have a controller and I have the options: keyboard, Xbox.
Okay.
If I unplug it, the options, I can't access it.
Okay.
I see it, like Xbox option is there.
Okay.
But even if I try something,
Okay.
it won't do anything. So if the game is not made for a controller, well, you can map it with a third-party software, but you have to deal with the fact that,
Okay.
it's almost prehistoric controls you're using.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell myself. If I have to map my controller, well, I'll deal with it. It's because I want to use the controller.
That's why I think most real gamers of PC, Xbox, and everything will have probably different controllers depending on what they play. And did you watch a little bit or just look a little bit about the Consumer Electronics Show?
I saw the news go by. I can't say
it's not something that's...
Well, no, it's something that would interest me, but in the news, I didn't see anything.
By the way, that's a hint for him and me if you guys want to pay us a trip to Las Vegas next year.
E3. I want to go to E3.
Okay, a trip to E3 for him and a trip to Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show for me. That's
we take donations. Patreon.com/FromTheCouch or PayPal.com, and on PayPal it's, what's the address already?
It's from the couch
at
Outlook.com.
From the couch at Outlook.com on PayPal.
And we'll have all that visual soon.
And all the money you give is going right back into this show to improve it.
Totally. Like the ones that I do.
So that was our PR moment. So the CES,
CES.
Nothing in the news really grabbed my attention.
Okay, nothing interesting. You know what? Consumer Electronics Show,
from my point of view,
for many years was boring. This year, it's not that it's exciting, but there's a few things that I did like. Okay, first of all, HDMI 2.1, which was announced. I'm sure you know what it means. It's It's the new HDMI, which is interesting because it supports what they call it to 10K. We know 4K TVs, 8K TVs, and it's supposed to support up to 120 frames per second with 10K pictures.
Okay, so we're talking like 2032?
So we're talking, no, this is apparently in the next year or so. and it's
No, I mean 10K TV.
Oh, 10K TVs. Well, no, but because 8K TVs are
Prototype in Japan, 20.
well, there was a lot of 8K TVs at the CES, huh? And I think it's not that far. It's the content of 8K that's going to be very, 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 very.
Yeah.
You know.
I can tell you about video games after that.
What else? Just what caught my attention is okay. We all know electric vehicles, electric cars. One that caught my attention is the Faraday electric car. That's a startup that wants to raise, startups want to raise like, 10,000, 20,000. They want to raise the 1 billion because that's what they want to do. They want to build a $1 billion car making factory in the United States. But they did show their prototype called Faraday. It's a Faraday electric car.
Oh yeah, I saw this on the news, yeah.
And what was so cool, well, not the first time. The first time they did the demo, the car kind of crashed. It's like a blue screen of death on a car.
Fail.
But the second time, the guy said, okay, go park yourself. And the car went on the street. There was no parking space. It went in another street just next to it. It saw a parking space. It parked itself. And it texted on his phone, I'm located here. And he could just click on it and you would see it on Google Maps. And you know what? I thought that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in life. That was really something. I gotta say. Do we limit ourselves to 3 beers?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We had an agreement not to drink too much.
Yes.
Because me and him, we're good drinkers. We're real Canadians.
I'm not leaving right after the show.
What else do we have? Interesting OLED screens, OLED TVs. That's what dominated. Very thin displays. One of them only millimeter thick. Screens that could be folded. That was cool.
Mm.
A 60-inch TV that you can just fold like a map, and you bring it somewhere, you plug it in, and you just put it on the wall, and that was cool. That was cool. I think that was really cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
Really, really. And what else do we have? Tons of course, Internet of Things devices. So next year we'll have probably a much bigger internet attack because our Internet of Things devices will turn against us, like they did in 2016. Have you seen that story in 2016? Internet of Things devices. So like, thermostats that are controlled through the internet.
Oh yeah.
Attack the web in the month of what was it? October, November.
Yeah.
The biggest internet attack in history.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
1 terabyte per second of data attacking websites. That was something.
Oof. 1 terabyte.
So, welcome to the world of Internet of Things that are attacking ourselves. One of the things that surprised me out of CES. You know what?
Nope.
What do I have? A very thin tube into his. Yes, of course. I have a little tube into my arm for alcohol. What I was mostly surprised, in this moment where in the market where PC sales are down, I was surprised to see that Dell, HP, Lenovo, Toshiba, Acer, tons of laptops, not one, not two, everybody had tons of laptops. And I mean cool laptops. Laptops that were cool designs, powerful, lots of gaming laptops also. For 2017, it seems like they're saying, you know what, 2017, we're going to sell laptops. Very interesting. Qualcomm with the new Snapdragon 835 demoing one of the things that is, I think, going to be really cool. Windows 10 on ARM. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't know if you know what? Windows 10. Microsoft, actually the biggest announcement for Microsoft, I know you're bored now. The biggest announcement for Microsoft this year was Windows 10 on ARM. So ARM is what drives this.
Okay.
ARM is what drives 80% of all mobile devices.
Okay.
A real Windows 10 on this. A real Windows 10.
Okay, yeah.
Because they've now done the emulation thing. So you could like dual boot. You could use like a phone like the Samsung and dual boot Android Windows 10.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay?
I'm buying.
And
I'm buying.
a real Windows 10 where you can install your favorite games, you can install Steam. Everything works.
I'm buying this.
That is the biggest announcement of Microsoft last year, and it passed like not that big of an announcement. It was amazing. So they showed a Snapdragon 835 tablet running Windows 10 in a speed that was as fast as any laptops. Amazing. Wi-Fi chips that promise to have gigabyte speed. Bluetooth 5.0 that promises better connectivity, as Bluetooth is one of the worst things for connectivity. What else? VR, virtual reality headsets of all kinds. Yeah. Apple apparently working on, with Carl Zeiss, just a set of glasses that you put on that don't look dorky, geeky, or anything, that have augmented reality in them. Stuff like that. So that's what I have to say.
I also like to insert Tim because it's weird. I write something and it doesn't appear in the comment there. He asked me if I still have a desktop computer. No, I don't. I only have my Surface Pro 4 right now.
I thought your comments aren't appearing.
You know, it's writing. You see it's writing here, but it doesn't appear.
Oh, maybe it's
Tim, did you see my last comment? No desktop anymore on my Surface Pro 4. Did you see this comment?
Actually, if I look at the comments,
some of my comments doesn't seem to appear on the chat here.
That's interesting.
Some of my comments don't appear.
That's weird.
Did you see the one I made? No desktop anymore. Did you see this? Okay, yeah, they saw it. Okay. So why doesn't it appear on your computer?
I don't know.
Okay.
The tech guy doesn't know why. Okay, so maybe I need to refresh the chat.
Because it's been like 2 comments that didn't appear on yours.
This and do this.
Well, okay, glad you're still seeing it.
Do this. So everybody's seeing it. It's just that, okay, say hi just for, put a little comment in your chat just for the fun of it. Okay, I've refreshed the chat.
You refreshed?
Oh,
okay,
here it is.
Now it appear.
So that's what, just a refresh.
But still, the previous one is still not there.
Oh, that's weird.
But they saw it.
That's
Tim
weird.
said
the important thing is that you guys see what's happening here. Okay, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I still had one news actually.
Okay.
You know the franchise Halo on Xbox?
I'm drinking like 2 times faster than him.
Oh, it's alright. You know the franchise Halo?
Yeah.
I like that
actually. I played on PC a lot.
It's cool, yeah. I didn't try the one on PC yet.
I love it.
But there might have been a cancelled Mega Block Halo game. It's an archivist, Andrew Bornan, who posted on his YouTube channel some footage of a game of not Lego Halo, but Mega Block Halo. You know, there's the Lego franchise, like Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones. This one would have been Mega Block Halo.
Mega Block Halo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been developed by N-Space. And basically you would have controlled Master Chief, you would have killed Covenants, construct vehicles with the parts you would find. And the project was abandoned like right after the announcement of the Xbox One, probably because they were like, okay, the Xbox One's gonna come out, so the game will not be viable.
Oh.
It's still really unclear what this is. There is no other comment about it. It's, you know, a guy who digs for things like this, dead games, that published it. But we might have had not a Lego, a Mega Block Halo game.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Would it have been fun? I don't know.
You got Grateful Pearls here that's saying that.
The Texans.
She actually told me on Tuesday's show that I did, and I said, "Well, you got to tell him directly on Thursday."
Okay, well, Grateful Pearls, I hesitated where I would put my Patriot hats on or not today. I said, no, not this week. Next week. After they win versus the Texans. But, Grateful Pearls, if you still like me, even though I like the Patriots, please subscribe to my channel. As every one of you who are watching, encourage me, subscribe to my gaming channel, The Proud Geek. And I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/theproudgeek12, 12 in numbers. Same for Twitter, @theproudgeek12. Gaming stuff, any geek stuff, to be honest. Movie reviews, unboxing, game reviews, and of course daily news. As of 2 days ago, I started to do a daily news bulletin about the gaming industry.
That's why we have to subscribe.
So encourage me, and I will surpass him someday.
Okay, he wants to be bigger than me, so
Well,
let's help him do that.
and someday when
I have no problem with that.
and when you're dead, someone has to take on the business.
Yep. Actually,
So please encourage me. I will post the link later on the chat.
if someday the channel turns more gaming, and you wonder why, probably I'm dead. Let's hope not. I don't want to die now. Okay. Before we go into, you have an app of the week.
Oh yeah, true.
And I do have an app of the week, maybe two.
Almost forgot.
Okay, this show is every Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours Universal Time, from the couch. And you know what? We want to have your comments. Don't you think so?
Yep.
We want to know what will make this show the greatest, the best of all shows on the internet. I mean, there's thousands of podcasts, thousands of live shows of every kind. But you know what? We want to make this something special, something incredible. And you know what? Maybe your comments can help us achieve that. What was boring? What was cool? What do we need to change? Or what do we need to add more of? Tits. I know, but this is not you porn or okay, we'll have tits next week.
Topless show.
I'm not saying anything else. We'll have tits next week. And so no problem. You know what? You guys, can't be following everything everywhere all the time, and it's normal. But you know what? We have our clock. Yes, that's true. I forgot about the clock. Soft on demand. We are not getting naked for the sake of the show. We are on another channel.
They don't see our legs.
Okay, so if you want to send our comments, any comments, what's the email?
The email is fromthecouch@outlook.com.
Fromthecouch@outlook.com. Send comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you like to be changed. And you know what? We want one of the goals that I'm actually looking at. We have the counter of live views, and we'll have the counter of YouTube that tells us how many views we have after a certain time. What I want is this show to grow all the time, not to just stay flat.
Share the news with your friends,
or
your neighbors, any geek you might know.
I am, and I told him before the show, by the way, I am extremely proud of doing a live show with my nephew. 2017 for me, for him, for a lot of people we know, is a year that's
It's gonna be weird.
very, very challenging. Is the word challenging?
Complicated.
And but challenging. I like challenging because complicated is like, well, it's we don't know where we're going. Challenging is we have to find a way to do things better. And of course, what I like is, I also need to do things better. There's a lot of things that need to be done better, and it's normal. And I mean, if you have any ideas, any suggestions, maybe something that you say, you know what, in the show, I'd like to see this segment that you guys are not doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That could be cool. Do we need to be more funny? You know?
Or more boring?
More boring? I don't think so. Funny, I think, is going to be
But
better.
we are open to suggestions.
But, it's like, basically, this is different from everything else that I'm doing.
Well, most of what you're doing is tech stuff, technology all the way.
Yeah.
And I'm a gamer guy.
And not just that. You know what? It's a very serious... I have a very serious side in the tech stuff that I do. And this show has a very... more of a kind of, relax and let's have fun type show. And as I'm drinking beer, it's like I laugh 10 times more every 5 minutes.
I always believed that there was a place for, the gaming stuff in his shows. Because, the youngest generation, they like technology, but they like video games too.
Uh-huh.
The average gamer is 40 years old,
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
The average gamer is like 38.
If I had the money, you know what? I'd have a gaming PC. I'd have a gaming PC.
There you have it.
I'd like to have a gaming PC.
And I'm not talking about Candy Crush here. The average gamer is really like 37.
If you play Candy Crush, I am banning you from the chat room. No, it's a joke.
If you can poop while playing,
it's not
not a game.
Okay, guys and girls, if you can poop while playing, it's not a real game. Well, yeah, but you know what? I was playing Halo with my PC, and I've got a 30-foot USB extension for my desktop computer while I'm pooping. What do you think of that?
Well,
it's weird.
Must have been constipation. Weird.
Actually, all I think about that is please don't give me that control. I don't want to touch it.
But yeah, the average gamer is really like 37 or 38 years old.
I played Quake 2 a lot. It is an amazing game.
Never did.
Oh man, we got to find a. Okay, I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but after the show, we need to play, if we can.
Well, what kind of game is Quake?
Quake?
What kind?
It's a shooter.
Not my type.
It's a shooter.
Already.
Quake 2 is more of a shooter.
I play Halo, which is a shooter, because I can just run in all the enemies and still survive. If I cannot do this, next.
There's Quake 2 Pro available for free download. Oh, we're gonna try that.
I'm gonna see is there Quake on Steam?
Yeah, first-person shooter. It's a first-person shooter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
You know what I like?
It depends on the difficulty.
Anybody likes adventure games? I have the impression of being alone every time I play an adventure game. I played a few in the past 6 months, and I remember some of the old. Some of you are my age.
You can actually buy Quake 2 for $6.50 on Steam.
Okay, so it's on Steam.
It's $6.50. Both Quakes are $6.50.
Okay. Star Wars.
Star Wars is cool. You mean
on PC?
On PC,
Star Wars PC game?
The video games. I heard of them.
Jacqueline?
I heard of them. I never played them because I heard of Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO.
Okay.
But
Good
I'm
night, Peter.
to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. I prefer Star Trek.
Oh, excellent. I've seen excellent, but I've never played. I've never played. I like games in the style of for those that are gamers for a long time. I like games in the style of the King's Quest, stuff like that, that are adventure games. Not too much. Let's kill something, but more of let's search for something and let's
I
try to find.
I don't
I know
like
you're
that
not
much.
that
I like puzzles, but not too.
not too
No,
complicated.
you're the kind of Prince of Persia, the one on
No, no,
PlayStation.
that's great. Prince of Persia is an
the one
amazing
on
game.
Xbox and PlayStation. I mean,
Yeah,
these are the kind of adventure and puzzle game I enjoy.
I have it on Amiga 500.
Oh, the original one, you mean?
Yeah, and it's so fun.
I
love playing it.
I tried it at the Game On exhibition at the Science Center.
I love playing it.
I couldn't even get past the first
Oh, it's
level.
difficult. It's super difficult. Oh, Myst. You know what? Myst is nice. Graphics are beautiful, but one of the things that I hate about Myst is I don't like a game that you're alone. Myst is like you're alone in a world, and everything's mysterious. And I rather have games where there's interaction with people around you and stuff like that.
Siberia?
And Myst is the puzzles in Myst are way too complicated. Come on. I try to. There's like a middle, Siberia with
Kate was a.
Kate. Yeah, oh, that was nice.
That's a good game.
That was really nice.
That's a good game.
Oh man, that reminds me of somebody.
Uh,
Reminds me of my sister that died. We love that game. Sorry, guys. It's a down moment here.
Well,
but you know what? Siberia was amazing. But Siberia is interesting because she meets people, and it is interesting the way they made the game where you're going forward all the time to try to find. Man, one of the best games I've ever played was something called The Last. Oh man,
The Last of Us?
The Last.
No.
No.
The Last Guard? No, not
The
Last.
last. Oh man, adventure game time. Game. The last. Oh man. No.
Well, sorry, nature calling
I'm
again.
sorry, but I don't remember the last. It was an amazing game. But yeah, Siberia. I like Siberia a lot. It was one of the best games. Really, Siberia 3 will be out this year. They are making a Siberia this year. Oh, this is so interesting. I am interested. I want to have it. I want to play that. Siberia 3 in 2017. Really, that is really an amazingly cool game. Let's check that. Siberia 3. And let's check out here. The official website. Oh, I think I saw something. Okay, Siberia 3. Hey, it's available now. Siberia 3 is available now, apparently. It's a 2016 game. Oh, upcoming adventure game in development. Okay, Q1 2017. Siberia 3. Okay. Well, that I am interested. That I am very interested. Maybe I need a new gaming PC now.
Well, you might not need a gaming PC to play Siberia.
It's surprising. Hey, we have our mascot. Mascot, Paul the Cat, saying hi to everybody. So, hello there. Our mascot is here, saying hello.
Hi, Paul.
Trying to say that, please don't drink too much beer. I need some food. And, oh, that's nice. Siberia 3. I wanna try that. That would be nice. I'm trying to remember the last one that I played. That was nice. And little Paul, yeah, everybody knows Paul. You know what? For those that don't know the story, Paul comes from my neighbor that used to live downstairs here. And when she gave me Paul, because Paul wanted to come here much more than she wanted to than going at her place. I was telling her that Paul was already a really popular cat on the internet because on every show that I do, almost every show it appears. So it's so nice. Okay. You have an app of the week?
Actually, I do.
He's got the app for iPhone, for iOS. So
Yeah.
iPad, iPod Touch, and iPhone.
Something.
Something.
And actually, it's a little game. It's really, really basic.
Okay.
It's called Impossible Road.
Yeah, I did see it.
You did see it?
Yeah.
It's the kind of game that you like because you hate it. Like Flappy Bird, how it was?
Okay.
So basically the game is you have a ball, you have to follow the road, and all you have to do is turn left or right to follow the path. And you cross gates that gives you points. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in orders. But if you follow the road, you're still not dead.
Okay.
You have like 5 seconds to find a piece of road to fall on.
What? No, continue.
Okay. So if you follow the road on the game, you still survive for like 5 seconds. If you manage to find a place to land on, the game continues.
Oh shit!
But
build for 15007 of Windows 10 for the fast ring released 4 minutes ago. Donna Sarkar just announced for Windows 10 Insiders, build 15007 just released in the fast ring for PC and for mobile. So if you have a Windows Phone and you are in the fast ring of Insiders, 15007 also released.
Go out.
New insider preview right now. New insider preview right now. Sorry for.
And why should I care?
Well, you don't care, but we do. So 15007 is the new build of Windows 10 right now, available in the fast ring. Breaking news, yes. So please continue.
So yeah, it's Impossible Road, a really basic game. If you fall off, you can still land on another piece of road if you can find it, because sometimes it's too far away and you just die. But even if you find a place to land, if you don't cross a gate, you don't get your points. So for example, now I'm falling and my points are 26. But if I fall near the gate number 40 or 50 or 60, if I don't cross it, I don't get the points. So like I was near gate 50, but I still have 26. It's a really basic game. It's a free game called Impossible Road. And yeah, I like it because I hate it.
Did you pay for it?
No, it's free.
Oh, it's not free on Android.
It was free here on iOS.
Oh, that's weird.
And
let me just check about it.
And really, anytime I had like a few minutes, every game takes like 30 seconds, a minute at most, because you die fast. So
it's $1.99
no,
for me.
I bought it for free.
Alright.
I'm quite sure I had it
free on iOS, $1.99 on Android.
I'm quite sure I bought it for free. But I could be mistaken. No, I bought it for free. Did I? Did I?
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know.
Did I?
We want to see the credit card.
Well, actually, I'm gonna go check my bank account just to make sure which day. But yeah, it's really.
In my case, when you go to see the credit card, you can have that pie that says where you're spending your money. In my case, all the money is spent in bars, restaurants, and having fun. his case, it's probably gaming, and more gaming.
Kind of.
And this month, it's probably technology because of his Surface Pro 4. Oh, man.
Okay, no, yeah, I paid $2, $3 for it.
$3. So
$3.
it's cheaper on Android.
I'm sorry for the misunderstanding.
It's cheaper on Android.
I was sure I had it for free.
But it's okay.
Really?
It's okay.
But yeah, it's the kind of game.
But it's not impossible. Maybe you had something on
something. And it's really the kind of
it's
game.
It's not a free app of the day, no?
No.
Okay.
It's the kind of game you play on the bus or in the subway. It takes 30 seconds to play. So my rice was cooking and I was playing.
My rice was cooking.
I had the best score ever, but I had to scrap my game because my rice was now overcooking.
He had the best score ever, and his rice was brown, but it's not brown rice.
So
okay.
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, and I just found it. Like this, I was checking, the
I got a boring app.
Cool new apps of the week in the App Store.
I got a boring app, but you know what? It's a boring app that can help everybody because I just know as a tech guy, everybody has Wi-Fi problems. They just can't go somewhere.
And what is your app?
And you know what? Just to give you an idea, I used this app a month ago when I went to a client, and she was telling me she couldn't go on her balcony with her iPad because Wi-Fi was just not working. It's called Wi-Fi Analyzer. It's for Android. Wi-Fi Analyzer.
I searched for it on iOS. There was like 50 of them.
Well, there's one it's from Farproc. Farproc.
Okay, because there are like 50 of them.
Check the one from Farproc. Farproc. So Wi-Fi Analyzer is free, and it's cool because it uses your phone, your Android tablet or phone, and here's the look of it. You see these little mountains, different colored graphs here? This is the strength of the different Wi-Fi connections around you. And basically, you see your own Wi-Fi connections against the neighbor's Wi-Fi connections, and it's just cool because you can actually look at that, and if you see that your Wi-Fi is competing against a gazillion other Wi-Fis, you know why your Wi-Fi is crappy. So you can change a channel, you can do whatever you want to improve upon. It even has its own little information. You can ask it, what is the best channel to use on my Wi-Fi? And it's going to tell you. Here, I used this and it told me channel 1 was the best because every other channel was just, there were too much signals on Wi-Fi.
I actually can't find it on iOS.
It's possible that it doesn't exist.
Different.
But there must be on iOS one equivalent.
Oh yeah, probably
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. But
it works for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi channels, and that's cool. And I mean, if you're a tech guy, this is really cool. And if you're not a tech guy, I can tell you that it's really, really nice to have it just to check for the Wi-Fi signals. But I do have another interesting game that I've played yesterday. And I actually posted a video on my Android channel. It's it's a dumb game. I'm sorry. But it's called Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever.
Oh, come on.
Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever. Okay? It's stupid games, I gotta say. They're really stupid little games. But I played all evening to Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever yesterday. Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever. You know what? It's the kind of game, it's a little bit
It's on iOS.
It's like Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird, you go crazy because you want to try to pass that first little wall. Well, Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever is the same thing. It's not a Flappy Bird clone. It has different little games in it with Grumpy Cat, but it's just that
Whack-a-mole.
It goes faster and faster all the time, and you have to try to beat the clock and get the best score. And you know what? I don't care if it's the most stupid game. I played all evening. You know what? I was watching an episode of Star Wars yesterday, And because I was playing this stupid game of Grumpy Cat's worst game ever, I don't even know what they were talking about.
I'm not even sure I want to try it.
Yes, you need to try this.
Okay.
You need to try Grumpy Cat's
I'll
worst
get it,
game
but
ever.
I'll try it at home.
I can tell you it. You know what? You're gonna play. I can tell you that.
Probably. But lately I've been playing
Oh man.
Game Dev Tycoon. I told you. It's
Yes, Game
Dev Tycoon. The title says it all. Game Dev Tycoon. You know, if you like video games, it is one of those games where you're like, oh yeah, one more turn. It's a tycoon game, so you build your own company. And even when you're like with $3 billion in year 175 and you don't need anything else, you still want to play. You want to make games that are 10 out of 10. It's really cool.
Tim, you missed a very fantastic radio show last week because my cat farted while we were doing a live radio show and it smelled like hell, and you could see my face change while I would just at some moment break out and say, oh God, the cat just farted and it's just horrible.
Earlier I wrote that I felt
Viper Voice says, what cat isn't farty? I guess it's probably because of the friskies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Earlier I wrote that, I felt almost like an alien with all tech guys and being the gamer kid. And Tim said to me, wait until we kick his ass on 2v2 games.
Jacqueline, you play World of Warcraft? Do you play that? Have you ever tried that?
Never.
I've never tried that.
The only reason that I don't like MMO game.
Yeah, massive multiplayer games.
Yeah. And to be honest, the only thing that can make me like massive multiplayer games is virtual reality.
You like that, Jacqueline? Do you like World of Warcraft? That's interesting. You know what? It's interesting because we don't see a lot of women playing games. That is interesting.
More and more.
Yeah, but still, World of Warcraft is like...
I don't play massive multiplayer online because I don't like it. But with virtual reality, that's another game.
Okay, so you don't play Minecraft either?
Well, sometimes, but...
Do you like it? What's the thing with Minecraft? You know what? We have these super powerful computers with 8K graphics, but we have to go back to 8-bit graphics
on Minecraft
to have fun. What the hell is that?
But yeah, MMO game is, with virtual reality, you put the virtual reality headset on, give me a microphone, and I move in this world. Suddenly, it's different. It's not a screen. I am in the world. And I can interact with the microphone. You can speak to others. This is the only thing that could make me enjoy online games.
I would like to see...
I want to play Final Fantasy online with VR headset.
I would like to have a headset.
I want to be killed by a behemoth.
Okay, deal.
The size of a building.
Okay, deal. You know what? Whatever comes first, you or me.
Yep.
That has a VR headset and we play a game.
Well,
we have to invite the other and do it.
It's because it costs,
just to try it out.
It's because it's like $600. But
wait. Because in the Consumer Electronics Show, there were tons of VR headsets.
No, I was thinking,
for a lower price that will work.
I was thinking of the PlayStation VR. Because
but there are some
because the PlayStation VR works with every game on PlayStation. But it's $600. If you guys want to...
Patrick Manny has a really, really good point. An $800 video card to play Minecraft.
But, if you guys want to pay me a PlayStation VR headset, From the Couch takes donations. Patreon.com/FromTheCouch or on PayPal FromTheCouch@Outlook.com.
For every $10,000 donations, we go to your place and actually spend an evening playing games with you.
Anything you want for $10,000.
I'd like to see a millionaire watch this and say, Yeah, I'm gonna do it just to see if they do it for real.
We will.
We will.
We will.
We promise we will.
We will. So yeah, please, yeah, like we said, all the money we get goes back into the show.
Yes.
For our own pleasure too.
We
but
will.
it goes back into the show.
Yes. You know what? We're having fun. Are you
Yeah.
having fun? I'm
I
having
am.
a lot of fun doing this show. You know, I think, okay, I'll be very sincere. I think of all the shows that I do, number one in my pleasure of live shows, radio shows. There's a great gang on my radio channels. But I gotta say, of all the shows that I do, tonight, I was excited to do this show. I was like looking forward to do this because it's like, wow, this is gonna be fun with my nephew. I think it's gonna be cool. And you know what? Just looking at this show, I'm gonna be looking forward every Thursdays to do this show live because it's just fantastic. And you know, this guy is great. He's an amazingly intelligent and great person. And you know what? I'm happy to do this live show with Gabriel. That's all I have to say.
And admit it though, the first time you invited me, you were skeptic.
Actually, skeptic is not the word. You know what? I invited you. Okay.
You know, for the unboxing of my tablet.
I'm the business guy, okay? I do things. I do things for fun, but I have a little business side to it. You know, I'm looking towards that. We have to make a living. I'm sorry, but I do make it for fun also, and I'm always having fun with everybody. And the first time that we did our unboxing of Xbox.
Surface Pro.
Sorry, Surface Pro 4. It was.
This is for Gracie Pro.
I was already thinking of him for a show, but I thought, you know what? It's kind of cool. I'm gonna see what happens live. You know, some people freeze live. Some people, when they have a webcam in their face, they just freeze and they have no idea what to say, and it's like it's not working. And so I thought, okay, that's going to be the first test. And then I found it cool that he came back for the Christmas show. I found it cool that he came back for the Christmas show, because yes, we got kind of drunk, but kinda. It took me 2 days to recover, but it's okay. But you know what?
Fart.
It just increased what I was already thinking at the basics. At the basics, I knew he was the guy for that, and I think it's cool. Oh man! Hey, we been on for 2 hours and 22 minutes.
Almost two
What
and
do
a
you
half. That's cool. I believe we went through.
Tim says we were all shit-faced. Pretty much.
I believe we went through everything we had to say.
I have something that I have to say about the Christmas show. I got a hate mail from somebody that said that he watched with his kid, and that Santa ruined Christmas forever. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Please don't look at our shows if you have, you know, if you're a sensitive type, if you don't like, you know, bad remarks or comments, or people talking about porn, or, you know, we are extremely open to everything.
I'm a pure angel.
Yeah, right. Like me? Yeah. We should have little horns, you know, like the devil. But you know, I get hate mail all the time, anyways. But you know, it's cool, and you know, I'm glad that you guys remembered. Also, it's really fun. Anything you want to add? Do you have a little something that you didn't talk about? You say I really want to talk about that tonight.
I really want to talk about it. I don't know, but I do have just a little note here.
Mm-hmm.
Nippon Ichi Software, the maker of the games Workshop of or Disgaea, just announced a new game. There's a page on their website that just called New Title 170106.
Okay.
And it's a big company. I played these Gaia games, the first and second. Now they're at the fifth, so I'm doing them in order. And yeah, a new game is expected. What will it be? I don't know, but I want to play it.
If you're playing Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
10-kilometer egg chances list chart is revealed. Rates of EV, Lapras, and more. So now you will know the chances of having every Pokemon in Pokemon Go with 10-kilometer eggs.
I don't want an EV in my 10-kilometer eggs. Please. Please. I like EV, but not in 10 kilometers.
And Grapple Pearls, I know it touches you and me. Apparently, Nougat, Android 7 for our Galaxy S7 phones on January 17th. Woohoo! Okay. Sorry.
Just to conclude,
Sorry.
For all you nostalgic people, what the fuck? For all you nostalgic people,
we're all talking about your midnight show now.
Okay. Well, Grapple, I'm single, so if you know someone my age that lives near Montreal.
No, I think Grapple needs Grapple first. I can't wait. I knew it.
But for all you nostalgic people, yeah, I still order and play games on my old PlayStation 1 and 2 consoles. Games that I never played before. And yeah, sometimes I pay too much money for them. But when I have the choice between the original on the consoles or
I'm going to say one thing about this.
I want the original.
On paying too much on a game that you want to play, or having a nephew that's hooked up on drugs, you know what? I don't care. Continue playing with games and just buying games. It's, I think, healthier and better. And you know what? We live in a world where we spend money. I spent money for all sorts of things. Okay, I gotta say, I did spend $20 on Pokemon Go. I'm sorry. I did. I'm that kind of guy. So, better spending money on games than drugs or anything else, Let's just keep it with legal alcohol. What do you think?
Yep.
We need to have a Valentine's Day party on whatever show comes closest. Wow. What day is Valentine's Day?
Tuesday.
You want to come to my live Windows show on Tuesday?
I can be here on Tuesday.
What about he comes to my live show on Tuesday on February 14th?
Yeah.
And we have a special Valentine's Day tech show.
Warning you though, tech show.
It doesn't matter.
You're not gonna hear me a lot.
It doesn't matter.
I can be here.
We'll just.
I can be here. Yeah.
We'll adjust the show for that.
I can be here.
So you guys want to see him on Valentine's Day, Tuesday, the 14th of February?
It's at 3 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just have to check with family.
But if you can.
With the family what we do on Valentine's Day. But I believe I can do it. If I'm back home by 6, I believe I can do it.
Okay. Good idea, but you both have to dress as tech cupids.
Actually.
Okay. We'll do something. Are you ready to do something about that?
I'm ready to do something.
Okay.
I was about to say I'll check at my job. They have stuff for Valentine's Day.
Do I like Apple computers?
I will ask my boss if I can borrow a few things. If not, dollar store.
We'll do something.
Okay, well, we'll check it.
I can bet you one thing.
We'll check it out.
It's going to be Valentine's Day on the tech show. Huh? What do you think?
Sure.
What do you think? Okay.
Change of subject. All of you Pokemon Go player, Team Yellow for the win.
Yeah, Team Yellow. Team Instinct. Oh, man. So, anybody have questions for us? What do you
Any
think?
final comment,
Any
questions?
questions or comments for us? Just as we continue and
It's
about to end the show. 2 hours and a half. That's good, eh?
Any questions for me, for him?
Yeah, that's cool. All the way the show's going.
Yeah.
Keep thinking off the cuff style is great. You know, it's like the radio shows that I do. We sometimes go into something else, and I think that's the coolest thing that you can do. A show that has no boundaries, where we can talk about anything. So it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Can you remind us of our Twitter and Facebook while we're waiting for some questions?
Yes, we have, of course, a nice Twitter feed. Everybody needs to be there because, I mean, we'll be posting all sorts of little news items.
Yeah, things sometimes we won't talk about here, just things we think are cool. We'll post links to some news articles.
Something happens. We'll
Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about it during the show. So, what's our Twitter?
Twitter is at From the Couch Official.
No, that's Facebook.
No, that's from. I did the Twitter. It's From the Couch Guy.
He created it, and he doesn't remember it.
Hey man, I created. We created so many things this week. From the Couch Guy. It's at From the Couch Guy.
Twitter at From the Couch Guy.
At From the Couch Guy.
And Facebook is facebook.com/From the Couch Official.
And Patreon is patreon.com/From the Couch. And PayPal is at From the Couch at outlook.com. That's funny. I remember well where the money gets in, and not as much where there's no money involved. Is that normal? I'm sorry. I'm not a money guy that much.
So this was for our this channel accounts. What about your own stuff? Where can we find you?
Where can we find me? You can find me at a gazillion places. First, there's of course this wonderful YouTube channel that's called YouTube/the official Windows 8 a number. You can find me at, of course, there's the radio channels that I do all sorts of live stuff. On the Twitter, my personal Twitter, which is Shortwave Radios, at Shortwave Radios. Think of mini radios. Patreon.com/radio and computers. That's the general, all of the channel general Patreon, where I already have quite a few people giving me a little something. And I've got also my own little PayPal that I don't like to talk here because I think it shouldn't be that place for that.
Nah, just our Facebook and Twitter.
So Facebook. What's the Facebook? I never remember my own Facebook.
Well,
that's really something.
You want your real name or yours?
No, the link to the Facebook. It's facebook.com//
There's 3 slash.
Yep. Slash like in Guns N' Roses. Man, what the hell? I don't remember my own.
Don't sing.
What the hell? No, I can't sing because I've been told that I can't sing. So my own Facebook little place that some of you already know is coming soon.
And I'm just gonna finish this. Okay.
Oh, at the end of the show, there's got to be a joke. What do you think about that? We each find a joke.
Okay.
That we have to say.
Okay.
At the end, before we say.
Well, I don't know for today, but and okay. So where can we find you on Facebook?
So on Facebook.
That's the joke.
Okay, well, it's a little
He is
complicated.
the joke.
You gotta know my first name, but it's Gilles the Tech Guy. Gilles the Tech Guy. So if you know how to spell my first name, you know where to go. Gilles the Tech Guy. You know everybody's there, and
And
it's really cool. Hey, this was the first show.
And
What do you think of our show? Oh, what do you think of the first show?
That was cool.
Was cool?
Yeah. Just to end this little apartheid, you can also find me on Facebook. It's like facebook.com/theproudgeek12, 12 in numbers. Twitter @theproudgeek12. PayPal and Patreon, we will pass, just check after. And YouTube, I will post the link to my channel because I don't have an official name yet. But it's The Proud Geek. Please subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Encourage me.
Please subscribe. You know, this guy really needs to people to subscribe to his channel. It's
If
really
you like
cool.
video games, just a little bit, or anything that's geek related, encourage me and follow my channel. Talk about it to your friends, your neighbors, your cats or dogs.
Yep.
Maybe they will subscribe too.
You never
your
know.
wife, your kids, your mistress.
You know that your cats and dogs, they're on the internet and you don't even know about it.
And after him, you have to encourage the next generation.
Next generation. And
it's the gaming one. I'm gonna be here every Thursday. So if you don't like me, you have problems already.
And if all of this doesn't work, well, we'll have our midnight show on Fridays where we'll do anything everybody wants for money.
I'm posting my YouTube channel link on the chat. Please encourage me and subscribe.
Yep.
And you can find
that guy needs subscriptions.
All the information, informations you need are there.
You know what? Let's get this guy up to 500 subscribers.
That's all I want.
For the next, let's try to do it in the next 60 days. 500 subs. Okay?
Search The Proud Geek.
We're going to try that.
On YouTube search, you will see my face.
He'll be happy because he'll have his own URL. You won't have to have this weird, bizarre URL that YouTube gives, and I don't even know why they do that.
For you who are watching after the show, if you just type the Proud Geek in your YouTube search bar, you will see my face somewhere. Please subscribe, encourage me, and I'm glad you're giving me this chance.
What's that? Tim's has a joke. There were 2 cows in a field. Okay, wait. I gotta go back.
Well, thank you for giving me this chance of being here today.
I'm happy. You know what? I couldn't think of anybody else than him for this show. Okay? Hey.
Cheers, Uncle.
Cheers, nephew. Really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool. Yeah. And now for the joke of the week that I don't understand. There are 2 cows in a field. One said to the other, "Aren't you scared of mad cow disease?" The other replied, "No, look at me, I'm an helicopter." Do you get it? That must be a UK joke. I don't know. I don't get it. Can you explain it to me, Tim, please?
Well, the last mad cow I met was my ex-girlfriend.
Grateful Purse says, Gabrielle, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @theproudgeek12. 12 in numbers.
The Proud Geek 12.
And I can promise you, Grapple Pearls, I will not post anything New England Patriots related on any of my accounts or YouTube channels.
Come on, YouTube controversy is good.
I promise.
It's fantastic. I got some YouTube channels closed because of that.
But I promise I won't.
It's mad cow disease. Oh, okay, Tim. Oh, man, Tim. I drank too much beer to be at that level, Tim.
Well, actually, I cannot promise I won't be wearing my Patriots hat sometimes. but I won't be talking about it.
I like this that says, "Yep, it's a UK joke." But it's like when I watch. You watch anything on Netflix lately that's interesting?
Except for White Rabbit.
You know what?
I saw there's the second season of How the Universe Works.
Oh, I have to check that.
Yeah, you know the
Yeah.
the show on Discovery.
Yeah.
There's only the second season, but you know it's cool.
You know what? On Netflix, I actually this week I was an old guy. You know, I saw that they put Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix.
When you posted it,
I had
like,
to watch.
No, seriously.
I had to watch.
When you posted it, I went to Netflix and checked. Is it true?
Yep.
Oh wow.
I watched the first on Monday.
Yeah.
The second on Tuesday, and the third on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
I had to watch Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
Again. But apart from that, I'm on The Office. I'm still on The Office. I'm at season 4 now. You know, The Office isn't great. You can't say that it's great.
Never watched The Office.
But you know what? It's just kind of interesting in the way that it's done. And you know what? You start watching with the idiot boss and the work environment. And it's like you watch one show, 2 shows, and it's like, okay, I got to continue. I can't stop now. And well, I'm in the 4th season of The Office now. So, anyways. So, okay.
Almost choke on lemonade.
Choke on lemonade. So,
So yeah. So last minute questions or comments.
We're about to sign off.
You have 1 minute.
First episode. You know what? We're in the first now, but I have one thing that I want. I want to celebrate the 100th episode of From the Couch. What do you think?
That's 2 years.
And we'll have to do something special for that one. So we'll
invite Tim Robinson.
we'll invite, you know, if we have enough funds, we'll invite everybody.
No. He pays his plane and hotels, but he can come here.
We now, at the 100th episode, invite everybody at the Trump Tower in New York. We need to have a lot of money for that. So, okay. No, don't talk about Trump. I'm sorry. I know that it's going to make some of you mad. Please, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Trump is a joker.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So, thank you everybody for being here. It was really cool. Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. Hope you enjoyed the first live show of From the Couch.
So, how many language can you say thank you? Thank you, merci, arigato gozaimasu, shishine, gracias, grazie mille.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you, merci beaucoup. Bienvenue, and hope that you come back
next week. 16
next
ET.
Week.
21 UTC.
Hey, Grapple Pearls, you're going to come to the Trump Tower because we are there and we are going to pay for you to come to the Grand Tower. I'm telling you that. So, hey, take care, everybody. It was really cool. You know what? This show is every Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours UTC. Man, the time flew like it's incredible. Every time we do a live show, I can't believe it's already over. Can you believe it? I can't.
I would be good to go on for like another 2 hours.
Take care, everybody. And thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
See you.